Welcome to clickmyproject.com. Let me see about the process, a protocol for evaluating video trackers under real-world conditions. Let me discuss about the process, protocol for evaluating video trackers under real-world conditions. So in this process, they have implemented many video trackers, and the comparison for each video tracker is given. So here we are just providing a mechanism to track the multiple objects in the video. So for that we are here using some background subtraction method to segment the foreground objects from the video. So initially the video is taken and it is converted into frames. So here frames represent after converting into frames, pre-processing is applied to each frame. So for pre-processing we are using Gaussian filter. So after pre-processing is applied, the pre-processed frames, the objects in the pre-processed frames were identified. So for that we are using the background subtraction method. So here we are using frame differencing method for background subtraction. So frame differencing refers to the subtraction of the original frames from the empty background, so that we can obtain the foreground objects fully. After foreground abstraction, object is detected. Object detection is the process for identifying a specific object in the video. Object detection, we use subtraction space mechanism to detect the objects. That is, we are calculating the measures for the obtained blobs that we have got. Then object labeling is done by measuring the values, that is the central positions and other values from the images, and the values are displayed here. So like that we are doing this process, and we are finally tracking the objects based on the obtained blobs measurements. Finally thus we are tracking multiple objects in the videos based on this process. Thank you. Let me discuss about the flow of the process. A protocol for evaluating video trackers. So in this process, initially the input videos were taken and it is pre-processed. So for pre-processing we are using Gaussian filter. Gaussian filter filters each frames, and the result is displayed. Then after pre-processing we goes to the background subtraction process. So in the background subtraction process we are using frame differencing method. So we are segmenting the background from the each frames by subtracting the frames to an empty background, so that we are extracting the foreground objects only. So after that we are extracting the foreground objects alone. So these foreground objects alone were obtained by getting the values, and then the objects were detected. So for objects detection we are measuring the values of that is the height, that is the centroid position, the x and y coordinates of the identified objects, and then they are labeled by calculating the that is, we are calculating totally how many frames blobs were available in each frames. So that is process is meant as the object labeling process. Then after that we are tracking the identified objects by plotting a rectangle over it based on the obtained height, central positions, and other positions like that. So finally we are tracking the input video, and we are almost tracking the multiple persons in the video. There may be some misclassifications, so that has to be removed in future. So we have proposed a method to track the objects in the moving objects in the input video. So let me see the running procedure of the process, a protocol for evaluating video trackers. So if you want to run the code, select the file main1.m, which is located in the source code folder. Right click it and give run file. You will get the graphical user interfaces which is used to run the code. So select the input video which is given in the dataset. So select the video, and the video will be played here. So the video is played here and it is displayed here. Then the video is converted into frames. Here the videos are converted into frames. Then we apply the pre-processing. So for pre-processing we are using Gaussian filter. So for Gaussian filter the frames were displayed here after applying the Gaussian filter, and they were written in the folder frames, pre-processed frames. And then we have to subtract the background. So for that we are applying the frames differencing method. So the background is subtracted and the result is displayed here. and the process continues for all the frames in the dataset. So as you can see, when the persons are coming closer means then it will be considered as a whole object, and when the persons are separated means then the objects has to be uh, considered separately. So this is a process in our process. So after background subtraction, this window will be displayed. So when you here click on object labeling, the objects in the video were got. So these are the objects in the video. So this only the objects alone were got, and they were rated and the detected extracted objects. So and the result will be displayed in that also. So we are getting the objects alone in the video. So these are the extracted objects in the video. Then we have to track the objects in the video. So here we are tracking the objects. So here first, when these two persons were closer, so they were tracked as a whole, and they are separating, they are going on separately. Then after they are separating, then they will be tracked separately. So this process continues like this, and here they were tracked separately, and the process were tracking, and there are some 4 and 5 persons were as a whole, so they were also tracked as a whole. Then after they were segmenting as like this, and the process is going like this. So that's how the objects in the video are tracked. Finally, the performance of is measured, and this is displayed here. Thank you.